Okay, real estate test questions. My name's Darren. I'm a licensed real estate and mortgage broker in California, and I make these videos to help you pass your real estate exam on the first try. So let's get studying. Question number 1. What does the broker need to do when a salesperson is fired for cause? A, nothing. B, send the commissioner a certified written statement of facts. C, submit a license cancellation request. D, notify the MLS only. Correct answer here is B, send the commissioner a certified written statement of facts. Within 5 days of firing a salesperson for cause, the broker must let the commissioner know. Question number 2. When the seller asks the broker to keep a latent defect to themselves and the broker refuses, what code contains the ethical guidelines for the broker? A, Business and Professions Code. B, National Association of Realtors Code of Ethics. C, Civil Code Section 1102. D, Fair Housing Act. E, Darren's answer, your morals. The correct answer here is A, Business and Professions Code. Question number 3. All of the following people need a license to practice real estate except A, any trustee selling under a deed of trust. B, a person negotiating loans. Oh, that's me. C, a person charging fees for real estate services. That's also me. D, a property manager collecting rent. I don't do that, but the correct answer here is A, any trustee selling under a deed of trust. So trustees under a deed of trust can sell the property without a license. However, negotiating or soliciting for a fee requires a license. So if you do it for yourself, you don't have to be licensed. If you do it for other people and you're getting paid, you need a license. Question number 4. What does the Alquist-Priolo Act disclose? A, property tax information. B, location of earthquake fault lines on a map. C, special zoning designations. And D, building code violations. Correct answer here is B, location of earthquake fault lines on a map. And this is to inform potential buyers of any related risks of purchasing a property. Now, with these different acts, you're going to get a bunch of them, and it can be a little overwhelming. So when I was studying for my broker's license this year, what I did was I just wrote down all the acts, especially because I missed a bunch of questions related to them. And I kind of wrote down what their general purpose was and how that act was put in place to protect the consumers. Question number 5. Which of the following are considered untrue statements made without facts to back them up? A, fraudulent misrepresentation. B, negligent misrepresentation. C, puffing. And D, constructive fraud. Correct answer here is B, negligent misrepresentation. When an agent makes statements without facts to support them, and the agent isn't aware they're false, but could still be held liable, it's negligent misrepresentation. So it's probably better to say to your clients, I will find out the answer for you if you don't know the true answer. All right, so we're halfway through these 10 questions, and I get contacted a lot about best ways to study, where do I get these questions? So I don't gatekeep, but down below, I have a link to Calibri. That is the same education platform I used to get all 3 of my licenses, broker, real estate, and loan originator. And I did pass all my exams on the first try. So I actually stand by their product. If you are looking to get your own test questions or your simulated exams, you can use the link down below. You are supporting the channel. I get a small portion of every sale, so thank you if you do that. And hopefully you have the same success that I did by passing your exams on your first try. All right, back to studying. Question number 6. How long does a landlord have to return the unused portion of a tenant's security deposit? A, 14 days. B, 21 days. C, 30 days. D, 45 days. Correct answer here is B, 21 days. Now keep in mind, my questions are pretty specific to California. This could be different in other states. Make sure that you get the right test questions for your specific state. Question number 7. What funds the Real Estate Recovery Fund? A. Property taxes. B. State income taxes. C. License fees. And D. Commission fees. Correct answer here is C. License fees. Question number 8. A real estate broker presented an offer to a seller from a financially qualified buyer. Unbeknownst to the seller, the buyer is the broker's sibling. This fact wasn't disclosed until a week before closing. What option exists to the seller? A. Proceed with the transaction and file a complaint later. B. Cancel the transaction with no liability to the broker. C. Sue the buyer for misrepresentation. D. Accept the offer but demand reduced commission. Correct answer here is B. Cancel the transaction with no liability to the broker. So brokers must disclose any material relationships between themselves and the buyer. If undisclosed, the seller could cancel the transaction without any penalties. Question number 9. What properties are included and concerned with agency disclosure law? A. Commercial properties. B. Vacant land. C. 4 family units or less. D. Industrial properties. Correct answer here is C. 4 family units or less. For sales and leases longer than a year involving 1 to 4 family dwelling units, agency disclosure is required. I definitely missed this question multiple times on my practice exams, and the rationale behind this one is that 4 family units or less are considered residential properties. Commercial properties, vacant land, and industrial properties are considered commercial. And so commercial properties have a little bit less disclosure requirements because generally they are saying that buyers of commercial properties are more sophisticated. They typically have their own legal teams, whereas buyers of residential properties, they're not sophisticated investors. Question number 10. An agent advertises a property for $120,000. When potential buyers arrive for a showing, the agent says the price has been raised to $160,000. The agent is guilty of A. Price fixing. B. False advertising. C. False representation of value. D. Steering. So the correct answer here is false advertising. B. This is a classic example of bait and switch, right? So bait and switch happens when agents advertise a lower price to lure buyers in, but then attempt to sell at a higher price. So unfortunately, this does actually happen quite a bit. I have some clients that are in the Bay Area of California, and they'll see properties listed for $900,000 and end up selling for like $1.4 million. And unfortunately, this does happen quite a bit in very hot markets. Okay. Because I love you and I want to see you pass on the first try. Question number 11, the bonus question. The laws that affect the licensing and conduct of real estate agents are called A. Agency law. B. Property ownership law. C. Real estate law. D. Civil Procedures Act. Correct answer here is C. Real estate law. Obviously, real estate law governs the licensing, conduct, and compliance rules for real estate agents and brokers. Sometimes you get common sense questions. This is one of them. If you get this one, thank them for giving you an easy point. As always, thank you for studying with me. I hope you pass on your first try. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at darren@realdarrensci.com. See you on the next video.